In my previous video, I spoke about career change. In this video, I'll speak to you about how I reinvented myself constantly. Okay, I suppose there are 5 times I had to reinvent myself, but then let me take you through the journey. I'll keep it short as possible with the main bits. See, when I started off my education and all that, there is always confusion. Should I take up commerce, arts, or science? Okay. And my parents were not these smart ones who could guide on the career. They could only tell you, pray to God and be good children. Your job is to take care of us, and all the nonsense. So obviously, when board exams came, board exam, for those of you who don't know, is a critical exam. They scare you to death before the exam. I was doing CBSE, that is Delhi-based education, and in Dubai, Sharjah to be specific. So you have to choose science, commerce, or arts. And obviously there was always a thing that science is premium because you'll get to be a doctor, engineer, and all that. Commerce is only for business-minded or those who want to learn management. Arts didn't have a very big reputation. It was more teaching or artistry or dramatics or okay. So obviously I was not a studious character. I didn't like to study, so science was out of the way. And obviously science is more expensive because you'll be a doctor or engineer. So then it came down to commerce or arts. I was not a very big fan of teaching or a drama or acting. So I said, okay, I will not take arts. So didn't have a choice, commerce. I want to be a businessman. At least that's what I thought. And I'll study management. So commerce, science, arts. I chose commerce. And lo and behold, after I went into commerce, accounts, boring. Management, okay, a little bit of theory. Business studies, okay. So, law and this and that, all boring. Economics, okay, so. Eventually failed in almost all the subjects, but managed to squeak out at the last minute, get a pass mark. So I was not very much of a commerce student. And then obviously I was not interested in studying further, but my parents kind of said you have to. So they wanted me to go to some college. So I decided India. It sounded adventurous. After making a series of mistakes of taking hotel management, I realized that's not what I want. Airlines, IATA, UFTA, that's not what I want. It was boring. So I said, okay, let me go to India. It'll be a little bit of fun. That's why I went to India. So I went into business, BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration. But there, once again, didn't feel like studying, didn't study. Whole day was out. Was always into public speaking competitions, dramatics, wherever there were girls, wherever there was attention. I went into all that fun and never attended class. Eventually, I said, hey, what is this? And then when I started to MC and DJ events, because I was good at public speaking, as to anchor shows, be the announcer. So many girls, so many guys, rain dance, this, that, and who wants to study? So once again, dumped the education, and I thought I'll be into events, event management. Went into events, but that was okay in Mangalore, South India. But finally my parents said, no, nothing doing, come back here. Okay. So came back, and there I tried to get a job. I thought I'll get into radio jockey because I like speaking. Oh, it was not working out because there were only 2 FM. One was English, one was Hindi. The Hindi one, I didn't speak perfect Hindi. The English one, they wanted whites with a Western accent. And yes, you need to have the talent to even be a radio presenter, all that. So once again, I was in no man's land. Then I tried You know, FM, I tried entertainment companies, nothing happening. Finally, after trying for 2 whole years, okay, these are not part-time jobs, full-time jobs. I finally got a job as a shopkeeper out of all the things. But thankfully, it was not like, you know, a grocery shop. A guy who was working in Emirates Airlines who had home theater system, expensive ones from Hong Kong. So his clients were premium ones, rich guys. I had to sit there, do nothing. So worked there for some time, enjoyed my life. I remember the name of the shop, Dina Al Safa, and later on it was changed to House of Sound. So worked there in Karama. But then again, I used to always public speaking, DJing. That was always back of my head. And once again, I got an opportunity to be an entertainer with the Al Attar family. They like me very much, very rich, powerful. Resigned, went to them. But then it didn't work out because he had Islamic values. Threw me out. I ended up nowhere. He used to still go for seminars, trainings, workshops. Bumped into one guy who turned out to be the regional head of Citibank. I didn't know that. He was so impressed with me, he just bypassed the entire system and gave me a job in Citibank, which shocked everyone, whoever was working there, because he spoke very highly of me. So that was my first foray into sales, banking. Citibank, out of 120 salespeople, I think 118 were girls or 116 were girls, only few boys. So I was among the few. Nicely as to enjoy flirting and talking. I tried there. At some point I was like, yeah, there is no passion, there's no interest. From there I left that, tried other banks, it didn't work out. Amex. Finally, my mother said, no. Finally I joined, you know, there's a short stints which I worked. I worked for audio-visual company, AV. So that was fun, going and doing events, you know, setting up the physical work. But I also had to be a sales guy and meet hotel staff and all that, which I didn't enjoy very much. So okay, that got over. Then my mother was opening a health club, and I like bodybuilding, and I joined her as a manager, set up the whole gym, helped it become successful. And then my mother threw me out because she realized now I don't need him. And anyway, I was too tough to work with. Then I went into IT. Didn't work out. I had clashed with the owners. Went into some water. The water bottling was before. It didn't work out. Went into IT. Sometime it worked out, then didn't work out after 2-3 months. Then finally I joined with my Quick Electric, which was a switchgear company. Oh, thunder and lightning. Switchgear company where I knew the owner. I'll make a story of that. That will shock you. So I had no targets. I just had to be with the owner. He would mentor me. Became my first full-time mentor. No targets, nothing. Just meet who he says, be his spokesperson, be with him 24/7. I was a marketing manager for these products. He would tell me what to say, what not to say, how to negotiate. I'll tell you, that was the best years of my life because I was just learning. It was like a college. However, like this, you know, you can only work so much with someone until you realize this is not what I want to do. While being with him, as to still DJ, anchor shows, you know, my friend has a DJing this thing rig and has to anchor shows. Even in the days of Citibank, I used to always go late nights to DJ and anchor shows, whether even if we do it for cheap. But we do it for like 500 dirhams or $150. But we'd be where the action is. See, when you're young, you don't mind not being paid much, meeting girls, being in the party. For you, your priorities are different. So eventually I was like, this is not my career, this is not what I want. A series of promises, empty promises, which is another video again, which I'll make later, by Lobo Management. My one other mentor, speaking mentor was there. I believed him I resigned from my company of 6 years. I had a free house, I had a free car, I had everything taken care of, free food. I only had to show up to the office, gave up all that, and believed this guy's promise of being a training manager. He put me on the road and told me, no, we didn't finalize, we changed our mind. And that was where the problem started. I was in no man's land. So when I was in no man's land that time, trying to fit in, that is where it really struck me, because until that time, it was always there back of my head. One day, I need to earn some money. One day I'll need to start a business. But what will I do? Where will I get the money from? What product will I sell? I don't know the ins and outs of business. So all the excuses for not to starting business. It's dark, man. It's cloudy. So, okay, I would always say, okay, don't need to worry about it. Don't think about it. Take life as it comes. Enjoy. But now I didn't have a job, and I was struggling. And I'll tell you, when you don't have a job, when you don't have any money, when you don't have credentials, when you don't have a demand for your services, what do you do, man? Where do you go? So I was gone. It started raining a little bit. And then finally, that employer who did all this fake degree certification and nonsense, he offered me a 3-bedroom villa, Range Rover, servants, free zone visa. I said, you just have to train people. Don't worry. I'll take care of everything. Sounded too good to be true. Once again, I decided to take the easy way out. Little did I know that this easy way out would cost me so much. And that was where, my 2011, that YouTube video, suicide video is there. Okay. So from there, I was back to zero. I had to rethink, now what is my life? What will I do? Where will I go? How will I earn? Okay. So, came back from India, no money. I had removed the ban, which was falsely put. Raining. It's windy now, before the big rain. I removed the ban, which was falsely put. I came down to India, UAE. I didn't have any contacts, no connections, nowhere to work. I didn't know what to do. So then I started, okay, let me dabble with YouTube and put some videos. Nothing happening there. Let me go to Toastmasters and network with people. Let me give some speeches. Okay, I'll train some people how to speak, public speaking. But people over there in Toastmasters, the membership is $800, 800 dirhams for a year. So people who pay 800 dirhams for a year, they are not going to pay me anything more than maybe $10 to train them. And that's not sustainable, right? So I realized public speaking was not the way forward. I realized these Toastmasters are useless. So I got into making events. Would make events, shows. Started to rain. But it would pay me $150. Once again, didn't know what to do. So that is where I got into training people. This is where the change took place. Oh, it's going to rain now, sure. Saw the light now. So that is where I got into training people. And when I got into training people, like I would call people for free workshops. I would call them in a hotel. I'd call them to my house. I'd call groups of people that I knew. Can you hear? So when I started calling people, I'd call them for free. Then slowly, as I'd call them for free and share my knowledge, there was a small demand. And I realized, okay, I need to give them something of value. So what is the value that I can give them? Obviously, I can't keep talking only with my limited experience, right? Let me go home and make the video. So that is where the next part started. That was, what was that? Me getting into being trained by others, as to go to be trained by others. So I would go to mentors, coaches, training programs, seminars. So I went for all this, and you'll not believe that didn't come cheap. I had to spend money like no one else's business, take loans, study, meet people, study, go to workshops, study, read books, go to the internet. That's how I have so many books, which increased even more. MP3s, DVDs. I would literally spend 12 to 14 hours a day reading, upgrading, checking out new skills. It didn't stop. Okay, this went on. And obviously, at the same time, I was also doing seminars inside. Like I would read a book, find out something, train them. Some seminars were a hit. People would come. Some, nobody would come. You'll not believe, after planning out for a month, I sometimes would get 4 people, 3 people, 2 people. So in one seminar, I only had 2 people. The people who I organized, I just said, let's go home. So, and that also I was offering it for free. But then, when you keep trying, like this, eventually you hit a gold mine. I eventually met clients who wanted to take my service and would pay me for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Okay, that went for some time. And then after that, when it was being set up, that is where I realized, sheesh man, now I'm going to be 40 years old. I can't stay in UAE for the rest of my life. And UAE was talking about taxation, and they had just won Expo 2020. And I realized it's time for me to move again. What do I do? And by sheer accident and it's unpredictable luck, I ended up in Thailand. And once again, I had to reinvent myself. Because there, I was physically meeting people, right? Physically. I was physically holding workshops. I was physically interacting with companies, corporates. But now here, I can't meet anyone. The people who come here are tourists who come here for smoking, drinking, drugs, girls. The Westerners, they're hippies. They don't come here for corporate growth. And the second one was the Thai people. They don't care about what I do. So I'm on an island. What do I do? Once again, I had to reinvent myself from scratch. I told you I had started a YouTube channel which was not serious. Started putting YouTube videos. Started writing blogs. Started writing on Medium, Quora. And I'll tell you, I was not taking it lightly. I was literally working 12 to 16 hours a day. In Quora, you have a limit of 100 articles. I would write all the 100 articles, 100 questions, but not one line. Some people would, just to fool the system, what do you think of life? It's good. They would put one line. But if I was asked the question, what do you think of life? I would write a full paragraph. I would write a meaningful thing. And yes, that is where I started to get millions of, not millions, hundreds of thousands of followers. I was growing as the fastest Quora guy until one fine day, a couple of jealous bums came up together. One of them even he was the topmost. He got banned for getting caught for child pornography, and he got destroyed. And then they banned me because anyway, they grouped together with jealousy and they got me banned by downvoting my answers. Once again, from zero, where I was doing well, lost all the clients. Medium, another blog, tried, didn't work. YouTube hardly has to get here and there. Until one day, one video of mine on YouTube, one video, that is 10 reasons why you should not be in Dubai, grossed in at around, I think, from 100 views, went to 1,000 views, went to 100,000 views. Today it sits at around 750,000 views or something. Then the second video about Saudi, that clocked in at around 200,000 views. And very soon I started to get people asking my expertise about UAE. And I already knew resume rebranding, interview coaching, public speaking, marketing, selling yourself. All this, what I studied over the years, now suddenly proved useful. And soon inquiries started to come in, and like they say, the rest is history. And today I have a sizable brand following. See, I give you a typical life, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. There were moments where they were very high, the moments were very low. This was not like a typical Hollywood movie or Cinderella movie. In fact, you see today's video, I was making a video, weather changed, started to rain, I'm still doing the video. Real life is like this, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not like super poor then super rich. But the main gist that I'm giving you through this video is how I had to reinvent myself. I had to adapt to the change of environment, change of situation, change of people, change of friends, change of my personality, change of what I did. The skills, all the skills over the years, public speaking, selling myself online, trying to get attention, writing, reading books. They finally came all in handy. If I didn't have them, I don't think I'll be able to survive. This public speaking, this talking, what I'm doing is almost 30 years of, focused practice. So anyway, this has been my career resurgence. Now, obviously, I know what you'll ask. What if this doesn't work? You have to reinvent yourself all over again. There is no end to it. Until you die, even you, even me, until we die, we can't stop, right? You have to keep going on and on and on and on. So this is life, man. This has been me reinventing myself. That is why every single day I read, I study, I check with my mentors, I'm getting trained, I invest money in myself. That's the only way to survive. You can either be a salaried employee and get a comfortable salary every month, or you can say, listen, I'm going to get out of, get off my sorry ass, my comfort zone, and work my ass off. You have two simple options. You decide. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did this add any value to you? And remember, there is no simple, easy answers to anything. Whoever tells you, make 7-figure income, Shopify, e-commerce, selling this, selling that, they're just playing with you. Go to someone who keeps it real, whether it's me or somebody else. Someone who's real and who will literally guide you, not just take your money and just misguide you. All right. Having said that, this is me signing off. You guys take care. Ciao.